Millions of retirees in the United States are at risk of seeing their finances decrease as Medicare and Social Security trust funds continues to be depleted. Lawmakers, analysts, and advocacy groups are pushing for urgent action and reform. If action is not taken, many could be on the brink of homelessness. My dear friends, please do me a big favor and watch until the end of this video. Also, this coming Friday and every Friday, I will be announcing several winners for the Walmart gift card giveaway. If you would like to enter these weekly giveaway friends, please make sure that you click and like several of my videos and then comment below the keyword of each video that you watch. The more videos that you comment on, the greater your chances, dearest friends, of winning these giveaways.
After the hearing is over, Dr. Taylor, I would invite you to sit down and make me a punch list of the administrative burdens that you think are least helpful and most aggravating, and send that to Ranking Member Grassley and myself for us to have in hand as we proceed. And hearing your testimony and Dr. Rauner's testimony makes me want to take you both out for a beer with Dr. Al Perini, who was the founding CMO of Integra ACO in Rhode Island, and Dr. Al Kouros, who was the founding CMO of Coastal Medical, and just let you tell me what we need to do to continue to make those improvements. I really appreciate, Dr. Rauner, particularly your success with the ACOs, because I think Coastal and Integra were right up there with you in that uppermost performance corner. Some ACOs were less successful than others. And sometimes the ACO program gets kind of, I think, underappreciated because there were unsuccessful programs. There were characteristics, I think, to the very successful programs. Dr. Navathe suggested that where there was a hybrid payment overlap with the ACO, that boosted success. You said that where it's a primary care physician ACO, uncomplicated existing practice, they were more successful. That is my experience as well. And I'd invite you to think about and send in after the hearing, if you like, or if you have a quick answer now, what are as you look at the whole ACO experiment, what are the things we should take out of it where we got the best wins? What are the things we really need to replicate? And I'll add that I had long wars with the Obama administration CMS folks about precisely the concerns that you had. I used to tell them that the way you're dealing with shared savings, you are starving your lead dogs. You don't want to do that. You want to feed your lead dogs. You want to encourage that kind of behavior. And thankfully, they did a lot of listening, and we were able to make a lot of improvements off where they initially were. So I take a very keen interest in ACO well-being. Any thoughts on that?
Yeah, a couple things that shake out. And the studies have shown all the way back to 2016 that the ACOs that were achieving the most success were primary care-led ACOs. So this is not new information. Why is probably the most fundamental thing. And I think a couple things. One is if you're a primary care-led physician, those primary care doctors are all involved and they know what they're doing. I've actually talked to colleagues who are employed who don't even know they're in an ACO. So if you don't know you're in an ACO, you're probably not going to do very well. A key portion of what you're doing, honestly, is behavior change, and that takes relationship with a primary care doctor to get your blood pressure and diabetes under control. Without that relationship and engagement of primary care physicians, it's really hard to be successful. A second factor is that you're not necessarily locked into anything. So unfortunately, if you're in a narrow network, you're locked into that narrow network. We're not. So I can look in Lincoln and actually do know that, for example, sometimes the high-value cardiology is in this system, but the high-value orthopedics is in another system. And sometimes radiology is in an independent system that's completely different from the others.
Social Security, the beloved federal program, designed to provide financial support to retired workers and their survivors, is facing a crisis. The program relies on two trust funds held in the U.S. Treasury, the Old Age and Survivors Insurance Trust Fund and the Disability Insurance Trust Fund. Unfortunately, both of these funds are projected to run out of money in the near future. According to the nonpartisan Congressional Budget Office, the OASI Trust Fund is expected to be depleted by 2032, while the Disability Insurance Trust Fund will likely run dry by 2052. Although these funds are separate, it's anticipated that Congress may tap into the Disability Insurance Trust Fund to cover retirees and survivor benefits once the OASI Trust Fund is exhausted. This is merely a temporary fix, as combining the two funds would only delay the inevitable depletion until 2033. The harsh reality is that unless significant changes are implemented, Social Security benefits will need to be slashed across the board by 25% in 2034. The Medicare Board of Trustees also predicts that the Hospital Insurance Trust Fund, which finances Medicare Part A benefits, will be exhausted by the year 2031. This projection, although an improvement from previous estimates, underscores the precarious state of Medicare's financial health. Unlike Social Security, Medicare Part A benefits face a more immediate threat, with projected cuts of 11% once a trust fund runs out of money. By the year 2047, these benefit reductions may escalate to a staggering 19%. However, it's important to note that Medicare Part B and Medicare Part D, which covers outpatient services and prescriptions, operate on separate trust funds and are not facing as dire of a financial crisis as Part A. According to Yahoo News, there are three basic solutions to the problem facing Social Security and Medicare, which is to increase revenue, reduce spending, or a mixture of both. All of these options have pros and cons. Increasing the payroll taxes that fund Social Security and Medicare would generate greater revenue for the programs. So would raising or eliminating the payroll tax cap for Social Security. The downside to these moves is that at least some Americans would keep less of their paychecks. The federal government could shift more general revenue to help fund Medicare and potentially do the same for Social Security. Yahoo News says that this would mean less money for other government priorities. Reducing spending could be accomplished in several ways. Social Security benefits may be reduced. Medicare reimbursements to healthcare providers could be lowered. Medicare beneficiaries could have to pay higher premiums or share more cost. Experts say that changes will likely be on the way sooner or later, because the alternative to not addressing the issues is worse than the solutions that might be required. According to Newsweek, Social Security recipients will earn an average payment of $1,537 this month, but they need to keep their eyes out for the specific date their check arrives. But checks increased by an average of $50 since January, when the 2024 cost of living adjustment went into effect. Today, the highest amount available is $4,800 for seniors who waited until age 70 and are among the highest earners. For retirement beneficiaries, the average amount is set at $1,906. Well, my great and beautiful friends, that is the end of my daily stimulus update video for today. My dearest friends, thank you so much for being part of this community. To say thank you, every Friday, I will be announcing several winners for the Walmart gift card giveaway. If you would like to enter these weekly giveaway, friends, please make sure that you click and like several of my videos and then comment below the keyword of each video that you watch. The more videos that you comment on, friends, the greater your chances of winning these giveaways. Thank you and have a wonderful and very blessed week.